Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Friend Zone. This is our main pod, where we keep the main thing, Philly sports and the alma maters of my two best friends here. As always, we are the three best friends that anyone could ever have. To my right, your left, there is Curtis. Say hi, Curtis.
Hello, Curtis.
And to my left, your right, we have John. Say hi, John.
Hi, Internet.
And hello, my name is Josh. Thank you all for watching and listening, or however you decide to consume our content. We appreciate you. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/@thefriendzone pod. That's friend with a PH. Please subscribe, comment, like, ding that notification bell. We can also be found on Spotify for your viewing and listening pleasure. Last but not least, we are also on Apple Podcasts too. Awesome. I also want to take this time to promote our Instagram and X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it.
Twitter.
That is at FriendZonePod. That's again, friend with a PH, PHRIENDZONEPOD. Hell yeah. Sing that song, remember it, love it, click it.
Let's go.
Everything. Wow, what did I write here?
Sounds
This
good.
is going to have to be
Cut.
kind of. No, there's more. Everything we do can be found there. Just click the link in the bio to get to our link tree. Imagine that. On our link tree, there are a bunch of links. Just click them all and smash them and like them and ding them and whatever you got to do.
Perfect.
And don't forget, we also have our NFL Picks pod, which drops every Thursday prior to the Thursday night game. Usually, sometimes schedules don't work out that way, but we try. All right, boys. With all that out of the way, thank God. Let's get this thing rolling and get into it. Take it away, John.
We made it to the friend zone. I'm going to clip out you singing the PHRIENDZONEPOD.
PHRIENDZONEPOD.
It's my favorite part of that. All right, so we're just going to jump into it. The Eagles are in the driver's seat of the NFC now after winning a hard-fought game on Sunday night at the Link against the Lions, 16-9. A lot of things to love about this game. A couple things to be worried about, I think, and I'm sure we're going to talk about all of those. Let's start with the high. Defensive masterpiece by Vic Fangio.
Oh, my
again.
God. Jalen said it's the best defensive performance he's ever seen.
Jalen Hurts said that?
Yeah, he said
I
that.
missed that.
In,
Yeah, it was incredible.
In an interview.
Yeah.
First time in history that a quarterback with over 100 pass attempts was completing over 70% of his passes on the year and went into a week and had less than 40% completion percentage.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
I think that's the biggest point. It was a very good defensive performance, but against this offense in particular, just lights out on the defensive side.
Cam Newton said we never saw an offense like this, and they were going to give us fits, but obviously we sent them home. Coop.
All the coup.
Big pick off of Jordan
All to
Davis.
Coop.
Tip. Defensive linemen were really good in this game, getting their hands up. Jalen Carter is not anywhere near on the stat sheet as impactful as he was in this game.
As most defensive
At least
tackles
twice he
are,
batted,
they're studs.
probably more.
I remember two specifically.
Yeah.
I do remember looking at his pressure rate, and it was like 6%. And like the dude's eating two blocks every play.
It's like
So-
Aaron Donald, where you have the entire interior offensive line focused on one guy, so everybody else eats. But yeah.
Also, what a pickup Jalen Phillips was, because he changed this whole defense.
Yeah, he's been awesome through 2 weeks.
Without him on this team, I don't think we have a masterpiece like that.
Yeah, legitimately, I can't remember a guy coming over in a trade and then just like jumping into a system so quickly. The last time I could think of one was Zach Bond, but obviously he was an offseason
Yeah, it was
To be
acquisition
fair,
and
he-
had the offseason to adjust.
He played for Vic, and he loved playing for Vic, and then Vic loved him back, so that's why he's here.
and that's
Right.
works. And yeah,
And it seems to
he's
be
great
paying
in the
off.
run too. He's great against the pass and against the run. He looks like he's one of the better run defending edges that we've had in a while. I don't know. Our defensive line looks excellent.
And then he
obviously.
did say in that one interview, he's like, I know exactly what Vic wants me to do out
Yep.
there. So, and that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it's true.
He did play 75% of snaps again, and I think that is because he does so well playing the run. He's
Yep.
not like a rush specialist.
Yeah, no.
But he did add another 6 pressures and another sack to his resume in Philadelphia so far. Also, have not even just a game, have a freaking quarter in Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, holy
He
cow.
came out of nowhere and just was like playing like a man on fire.
Yep.
Covered Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, ran down the field with Jahmyr Gibbs. So like
Yeah.
whatever that crazy yoga, like
Yeah.
ballet, whatever he was doing, keep
Ballet,
doing that,
yeah.
man.
And that's the only thing that was working for the Lions offense was Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, and he shot him
Receiving
down.
the ball, not even
Yeah,
running
yeah,
the ball.
receiving.
Yeah.
legit.
Sorry.
But, yeah,
But Jacoby, he had only 5 pass rush snaps, 2 pressures, and then a sack that only took 2.9 seconds after the snap per next gen stats. So I guess I'll go from this point to another point that I want to ask you guys. Jacoby has come back very strong from the injury. Do you guys have any concerns about Jihad seeing less time on the field?
No, I don't.
Or you just think he doesn't have a spot on the field right now?
I don't think it's Jihad's fault. Well, there's too many Jalen things, but I don't think it's Jihad's fault. It's not like he's playing poorly. It's just
it's having an embarrassment of riches. for
Nakobe
sure.
Dean
Like, where
is
do you put him?
the
If
fucking
again,
man.
like Jacoby's running down the field, Jahmyr Gibbs.
That's a next year problem for me.
I agree, and I think you can't, especially in downs where it's going to be a pass. Like Nakobe and Zach Bond are the 2 best pass defending, like together, the best pass defending tandem linebacker.
Jihad did show very flashes.
He did.
While Jacoby
So
was out.
if you have to have 3 linebackers on the field and you want them all to be able to play pass coverage, that's great too.
Or God forbid somebody gets injured again.
Yeah.
You got somebody that you're at least somewhat confident in.
Yeah, knock on wood. Jihad can pass rush too. Obviously, Nakobe can too. I just think having an embarrassment of riches is awesome. Shout out to Howie for drafting all these guys. They're all like beneath the age of 26 or 27 as well. I think Nakobe's like 26. So.
I never thought I'd be an Eagles fan and be like, we have too many good
linebackers.
Linebackers, I know. That's of all the things. And corners. The fact that we now have 2 very, very good corners underneath the age of 25 is crazy to me.
Oh, wait.
It's been since.
And my brain went to
Asante
Adoree
Samuel.
Jackson, but
No.
That's not who you're talking about.
No, Coop and Quignon. It's been since like Asante Samuel, where we had such a young, talented corner, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. That was my thoughts. I don't know. We held one of the best offenses in the NFL to 9 points. Pass rush looked really good. The offense still looks stagnant. We can talk about Saquon, AJ. I mean, Devontae's had a solid season, but outside of that, this offense looks really stagnant. I don't know what you guys think has been the major issue.
Well, just off the rip, Kevin Patullo still needs to go.
Yeah.
There's
agreed.
no creativity in the offense. You have all of these weapons, and you're force feeding AJ Brown on like a motion 3-yard drag in the
and
red
it's
zone.
also on one of the worst weather days of the year. You're just gonna just jam it in there. Okay.
Pause. Along those lines, the Rock Ya-Sin pass interference call was BS for sure.
True.
That was lucky for us, and without that, I don't know how the game turns out, but I think that we definitely got lucky in that, at least on that play. We can't count on those type of calls going our way in the future. If you remember, obviously everybody here remembers and everybody listening remembers the pass interference call in the Super Bowl in 2022. So,
James Bradbury.
yeah, exactly. So, I think I don't know. That was BS.
That's my only problem with that is like it's at the end of the game, so it's going to be highlighted. It was a really bad call, but so was AJ Brown getting called for a low block when he got pushed into a guy.
True.
So was Tyler Steen getting called off sides when 2 guys are clearly in the neutral zone.
True.
So place and time, I mean, not great. And just from like an entertainment factor, it would have been interesting to see what the Lions would have done getting the ball back. But I don't think everyone can say that like that lost in the game just because like look at what they did the other 59 minutes of the game.
Yeah. But it definitely was like a factor, I will say. Didn't lose them the game, but it was part of the loss for sure. Yeah. Something to at least comment on, I would say. As being neutral fans that aren't overly biased towards the Eagles, I would say that was a bad call.
I agree.
Might be blown out of proportion, as John
said. It's about
said,
time the Eagles get some of those calls.
True.
The
That's
other
very
teams
true.
get.
But because we're winning a lot and because we get one call, people are going to start to try to compare us to like other hated teams because the media hates us.
Sure, I'll be that hated team this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Give me a Super Bowl.
True. Well, yeah, we'll see. Knock on wood, obviously. Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean,
Swiss podcast. Let's go.
I guess a couple more notes on like, I guess we go off AJ Brown because the Ya-Sin comment. I've stuck up to this guy like most of the season when he's being like a crazy person. This is another game where he gave up on a 3rd down play where he He was even. He was leaving, and he was going to probably score a touchdown on this third down. I think it was like 3rd and 15.
Yep.
He just ran an out or a fade route against. I don't think he was lined up against Yasin. I don't know who was on the other side of the field.
Not Maddox. He's in the slot. It's let me look that up while you're talking.
Yeah, he was probably at like the 30-yard line. I think the first down marker was the 30-yard line. Ball landed at the 25. He like fucking shut it down. And
It's not the first time he's given up on a ball all year either.
Yeah, he gave up on
Broncos, right?
the Broncos. He would have had a touchdown and he stopped running.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you want to say all these things.
You want to know why Jalen's maybe not throwing him the ball?
Show
Maybe
up,
Jalen
show
doesn't
up and
trust
play,
him.
man.
Maybe Jalen's losing trust in him. So, I don't know.
And, I mean, on a similar note, a crazy play that I know we all commented because we actually watched this game together. You have a third down play. You have your third string tight end, Kyle Granson, motioning to become an outside receiver, and he runs a weird wheel route, and then he drew the target.
Could have caught the ball.
Like, I don't know. I mean, he could have caught the ball, but why are we designing that
him?
play? Why is he on the field on 3rd and 15?
He's like our 4th tight end.
Amik Robinson is the other
Robinson.
corner. Amik Robertson is the
So, yeah.
other corner.
All the football nerds here didn't even know that guy's name, and A.J. Brown was going to run by him, but he just decided to start jogging because he didn't think he was getting the ball.
He's 5'9", 183.
Oh, my God.
And he went to Louisiana.
Just throw the ball up.
He went to Louisiana
Quick question.
Tech.
Do you think AJ's here next year? Gut reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
I still think even after the league calendar switches over, I think it's too much money for Howie to eat. Just knowing how Howie operates.
Do you think
You think we don't find a weird way to get an exception or something where
I mean, if the Patriots want to open the checkbook and eat that money for us,
they would do that? They have a big
Give us
That's
a one,
fine.
man.
salary cap again. If they give us 2 1s, would you take that, or would you be happy with that?
chew ones and they eat the money.
2 1s. And
I don't
they
think
eat
that's
at
gonna
least
happen.
the money off the first year.
We might
They
get
eat-
1-1.
So let's say they give us a 1 and a 3, and they eat 70% of the money the first year, and then like none of the money for the rest, like maybe 10% for the rest. Would you be happy with that? If it was like a next year 1, and then
Would they do it though? I don't think they would.
I don't know if they
Yeah, I
would,
don't know
but
if they
would you
would.
be happy with that if they did that? Because I feel like I'd be pretty happy with that.
If
they
this
did
is
that.
how, so I'm like torn just because like he's probably one of the best wide receivers the franchise has ever had.
I agree.
So like seeing him go is not something I
It's
want.
gonna be
No,
terrible.
I'm not saying I want him to go.
I
I'm
love
just
AJ
asking,
Brown,
do you
but
think
I
he'll be here?
Oh, see, I think he will be here, but I think if we got the right trade package where they were able to pay for it and it wouldn't destroy our cap, I don't think it would be the worst idea.
It's weird. He says all
Because,
these things
like-
like I want to be here, and then he acts like he doesn't.
And he
wanna
acts
be
like he
here.
doesn't, and then giving up on plays, and like Devontae Smith being a 1 wouldn't be the worst thing ever. For
Right.
his,
Although it's, I still
Just
have not
draft
seen
a
the
wide
clip, but I've
receiver.
heard many people reference that there's a clip from the Green Bay game where I guess Devontae's on the bench just saying, just throw the fucking ball. So I don't know if it's getting to Devontae at this point.
maybe. I mean, I don't know. And if it's getting
He's
to him,
at
then
least
it's getting
handling
to
it better than
anybody.
AJ
Well, yeah, he
does.
handles everything better than every NFL player, though. He's like incredibly professional about everything. So
And if this is how our offense is going to look year after year, do we really need 2 number 1 wide receivers?
that's true.
That's
That's what I
true.
mean. That's if we
You
get
gotta
a good
pick one.
trade
I'd pick-
package, we get a 1 and a 3.
I'd pick Smitty
I
over.
pick the younger one who doesn't
He's
complain
slightly
as
younger.
much.
We've homegrown
And
talent.
that deep ball, those catches that he makes, deep ball is it's underrated. He's one of the best deep ball guys in the league.
We need Dable to come be the OC.
True.
Thank you. You're coming around to mine.
True.
I'm
Not that
totally
you
in
weren't,
with that.
Yeah,
but
no.
I always said once Dable got fired,
Yeah.
he
The bowling
fixed
ball.
Josh
That's coming
Allen, and
back.
Josh Allen has
Or bring him
some of
here,
the
not
same
back.
traits. That,
Daniel's too crazy, and I don't want that weirdo on my
I
sideline.
agree. And Sirianni and him won't get along. Dable and
Oh, not
Sirianni
at
won't get
all.
along. Yeah.
Actually, I don't
Dable-
know if Dable and Sirianni will get along either.
But they'll be fine, I think. Dable's
Yeah.
kind of a douche, but they'll be fine.
Howie
Pardon
and,
my
and Jeffrey
French.
Lurie will make Dable and Sirianni get along.
True.
So
I guess, do we have anything else to talk about the Eagles, or do we want to
yes,
move on?
we have a Dan Campbell to talk about. Thank you, my
Okay.
friend.
I have one more weird thing
Oh,
to say.
You're really avoiding this Dan Campbell.
I have one more weird thing to say. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., like high hopes for you, man, but like you take 2 really bad special teams penalties. You got called on a holding on a punt return and a face mask on a punt coverage. What the fuck are you doing grabbing a guy's helmet when you're trying to get down the field?
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. recently announced his engagement to a girl that went to high school with me. So shout out to Malin and him. But yeah, that was really bad. I don't really know, like what he was a 6th round pick.
Higher than that. I think 3rd round pick.
I don't think he was the third. I think he was like fourth at the highest. But anyway, I'll talk for a second while John looks that up. I don't really know what the like long-term outlook for him is. I hope he stays here, obviously, just because the name and because he occasionally flashed, like he not flashed, like like Nakobe's flashed, but like as like a bench. Okay, 5th round. So he's like as a bench guy, he's flashed a little bit, but 2 bad penalties on special teams. You're not going to be around next year if that's the type. I imagine his contract is up after this year. Maybe 1 more year, something like that. But either way, I don't think we're keeping him if he's committing that type of penalty on special teams. So
I'm getting it in real quick. It's going to be real quick. Thank you, Dan Campbell. Over 5 on 4th down. Chasing points unnecessarily. Going for it on 4th down unnecessarily. This game could have been a lot closer. We had a great defensive performance. It's probably, like Jalen said, one of the best he's ever seen. I mean, it's a great offense. But Dan Campbell could have taken threes.
He left points on the board.
They would have been closer.
Yep.
Thank you, Dan Campbell.
Yep.
You are a piece of shit.
Well,
all you want to do is be loud and cool and love Hard Knocks. Yeah, all my players love me. Yeah, but you suck.
Well, you lost me at the end there, but
why aren't we a clean podcast, guys?
Yeah.
I will say the worst.
Do we have to be?
No.
Okay.
No.
I can't do it.
I will say the worst decision he made was running that fake punt with a linebacker getting the ball against the Eagles left.
Terrible.
Like once you saw the Eagles leave their base defense on the field and not even like pretend like you were punting, like you should have called a timeout and either put your offense back on the field.
Well, that's because Dan Campbell's just worried about screaming and looking cool and being more on Hard Knocks. Like, awesome.
I understand.
Let me get loud and red. And, I'm so cool. Everybody loves me except for Josh.
Fair.
It's true.
All right. Well,
that's our next shirt.
True. So that's
everybody loves me except for Josh.
No context.
That was a friend zone look into the Eagles game. I think we're excited by a win, but disappointed by the offense per usual, it seems, this year.
My opinion on Dan Campbell is a standalone opinion. I will not
I do
drag
not,
these guys into it. They don't see things my way. They should. Dan Campbell is useless.
Did give up a lot of points and left a lot of points on the board, but I also do think that he is a good general head coach.
He's done enough to make the Lions relevant, but not really.
Well, anyway, that's a whole different discussion for a different podcast. But moving on to John's hat. John, do you want to hop into the Philadelphia Flyers who won a game tonight?
Oh, it's a happy night all around.
In overtime. It really is a happy night all around.
Sure is.
Except for that the Bills lost for me, but outside of that.
So since last recording, we lost to Edmonton 2-1 in a shootout, which we may have talked about on the podcast last week. I can't remember. I do remember screaming next to you and scaring you because we lost on a barely offsides goal because Edmonton couldn't get his foot back. So sorry if we talked about that already. We had a dramatic comeback in St. Louis to St. Louis, which that'll come up again later. We were down 5-3 in the third, came back to win in a shootout. And then it was on the back stages of a back-to-back. We flew from St. Louis to Dallas and lost 5-1 down there. Following that loss, Tocchet came out and talked a lot about how hard he had the guys practicing, basically just like one-on-one drills, fighting for pucks, and then 2-on-2s and 3-on-3s. As I'm still trying to form an opinion on Tocchet as the coach because the season is still young and the guys do look like they're playing pretty hard for him. I just think it's like a weird thing to come out and explain your practices and why you're practicing so hard, and that you don't. He also said that like he didn't want the guys fighting each other, but everyone's got to practice hard to make the other guy better. Like if you're going for the puck, you got to make the guy like defend the puck harder. All of this makes sense. So I don't know why it was like 2 days of media coverage on this. Glad to be away from it. Tyson Forster came back from injury last week, and he did put him back on the line with Noah Cates and Bobby Brink, which is kind of a layover line from Tortorella last year, which is like one of the only things Tortorella got right. It wasn't just our most consistent line. It was one of the most consistent lines throughout the league within like the last calendar year, I would say. But he did go into practice. We're recording on Thursday, Wednesday practice. He broke that line up and moved Travis Konechny on a line with Tyson Forster and Noah Cates, who I fucking love Noah Cates. I try to say that every week if I can. And then they broke Bobby Brink off that line down with Matvey Mishkov and Sean Couturier centering that line. It's probably on paper, Travis Konechny and Matvey Mishkov look like a match made in heaven on a line together, but they really weren't producing. It was nothing really that line's fault. They were cycling the puck well. They were both like fighting for the pucks in corners, keeping the zone entries and the puck in the zone well. Just wasn't resulting on the score sheet, honestly. So tonight I was working, but I was trying to see what happened from these line switch ups. The only thing I've noted, because I don't know, I got away, I was talking to customers, whatever. Tyson Forster hit Travis Konechny early in the game with a nice zone entry that led to a scoring chance. To tie the game, though, Travis Konechny got down and dirty in front of the net. Those dirty areas. Dove and knocked the puck back to Emil Andre, another fan favorite here at the Friend Zone, aka I guess just me, fan favorite. And then Andre fed Tyson Forster, who blasted a one-timer to tie the game. They did come back in this game down 0-2 in the third period, so we're tied with the league in comebacks in games this year at 8, and we're also tied for 4 comebacks in the third period. And then we went into overtime, where Travis Sanheim had a little odd rush with Sean Couturier and just put the puck home himself. Nice overtime win. We're still at the bottom of the Metro Division, but they're exciting to watch every night, as Josh can tell you, as he's kind of slowly been dragged back into
I'm
fandom
getting
here.
re-indoctrinated into Flyers fandom. They are fun to watch. Thank you, John. I know I'm going to hurt later.
I'm sorry for the pain in the future.
It's going to hurt later. But can I say one thing about Noah Cates?
Yes, please.
He has a hot girl name.
Wow.
He sounds like an OnlyFans model, but
Okay.
he's an awesome.
I've never thought about it, but now you ruined him for me. So, is Noah a girl's name?
It can be.
Sometimes.
Noah
Okay.
Cates together, it sounds like a hot girl name.
All right.
It sounds like a
It's
blonde
Kate.
to see lady
No.
who's like, oh, I'm on OnlyFans.
All right, well,
Watch me put this puck
let's
in the net.
keep it
So Noah.
PG-13.
It's PG-13.
I always just thought his first name sounded like how Valley girls say no.
Sure.
Noah. Anyway, everyone, please stop me if you've heard this one before. The Flyers have a goalie problem. I know you like Urson the Eraser in shootouts, but
He erases those pucks.
in shootouts, I guess. He has been struggling this year. He only has like an 84% save percentage. He's averaging giving up 3.3 goals a game.
It's almost 4.
It is almost 4. And Dan Vladar is at like 2.4, so he's like almost a full goal underneath that. It might not be an issue if you could trust Vladar to like just take the starting job and run away with it. But honestly, they brought him in just to compete for the job. He hasn't seen 30 games of action since 2018, and that was at the AHL level for the Bruins AHL team. So I don't know that if we – honestly, there's probably no hopes for the rest of the season, but I don't think you want to look at Vladar playing like 40 games the rest of the year.
Is there somebody we can bring up?
So Kolosov's down,
find
and he's already come
somewhere?
up for one game.
What is Ankirio Ninemaki doing these days?
That's it's probably somewhere staring at jumbotrons while he should be watching the action on the net. But I always liked him too. So yeah, definitely going to figure out the goalie issue. I don't know if we're in a position where we're going to trade for one in the middle of the year, because it's not like we're a contender this year. Matter of fact, ESPN set out an alert that we are contenders for the first overall pick and to get Gavin McKenna, who I'll talk about a little later.
That was unnecessarily mean in their wording as well.
Why are they
Kinda
doing that
ridiculous.
Yeah, we're like
Shouldn't that be closer
like
to the end of the
a
season
quarter of the way through the season.
when
So
there's more clarity on who's what?
it's true. But I mean, they just want to get our hopes up. So thanks, Disney. Looking forward, the Flyers just had a 4-day break after that drubbing in Texas, which was like
Good verb.
terrible, because it just doesn't make sense to have 4 days off, because now they're facing 6 games in the next 10 days, including the Blues tonight. Obviously, they came back and won tonight. They are looking at the Devils at home on Saturday, and then they're starting a 4-game road stretch next week where they will face Tampa Bay, Florida, New York, the New York Islanders, not the Rangers, and then the Devils before they come home to play the Penguins. All teams that are vastly ahead of them in the standings. So we will see how the stretch we look at the end of this stretch, we'll talk about, I guess, none of these games by the time we record next week. But 2 weeks from now, we'll have a good talk about what the Flyers are looking like. And with that, I guess we will bounce past this over to Curtis and his sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Nice transition.
Segues, baby.
Good transition there.
Bounce pass to the basketball.
True. So we're moving on to the 9-6 Philadelphia 76ers, who are currently 6th in the Eastern Conference. Since we last talked about them, they have played 3 games. We took on the Detroit Pistons again and lost again to a fine Pistons team, but a team that's kind of like around our same level. So it sucks to lose 2 games early to them in the season. They're another borderline playoff team. They have a lot of young pieces. They're kind of even to us, in my opinion, if not lower than us on the totem pole of the Eastern Conference, although they, I believe, standings wise, they are first right now. They're 13-2. I think they're a little hotter than their record says, or they're a little more neutral than their record says. Their record is doesn't fully encapsulate who they are as a team, and we've lost them twice this year, so that's not great. Moving on past that, we beat the Los Angeles Clippers by 2. We were down the entire first half, really, down to 10 by the half, but that was even a comeback from what we had been at. We ended up winning after 37 in the fourth. We won by 2. Overall, in games like this, I'm very happy with how the Sixers have played, but it's been rare that we've played well in the fourth quarter. So I don't know. In general, I'm happy with when we do play well in the fourth quarter like this, if that makes sense. Moving on to the Raptors game, I was actually there for this game, so I saw it live and direct. It's the same issue that I've seen in most of the games throughout the season that we've lost, especially games that we've lost by a good amount, seeing as we did let a pretty mediocre Toronto Raptors team put up 120 points. Again, their record is better than what I think that they are. And I think that this was a game that we could have won if we had played any sort of defense. We are really susceptible to allow small guards to score a lot of points on us. So I think like Steph Curry will go off on us. That's my take. Even tonight, Ryan Rollins looked amazing, even though we won a pretty close game in overtime. Even though in overtime we kind of took off after a certain point. But yeah. Overall, we're 9-6. Going 41-41 would not surprise me. I think we're a pretty mediocre team. I don't think we're built currently to contend, but I think both people here who aren't huge basketball fans can agree that we're a fun team to watch.
Yep.
Maxey is a ton of fun.
I'll watch any team Tyrese Maxey's.
Yep.
I've said that for
Maxey
years.
is so much fun. VJ Edgecombe is a lot of fun. He's a good athlete, willing defender. Jared McCain has not looked very good so far. He's obviously supposed to be an offensive spark plug for us coming off the bench, and he's kind of looked just stale, I believe, through. So he's been back since November 4th against the Bulls, and he has scored 13 points in over 60 minutes played. So he does not look good.
What was his injury last year?
Last year it
That
was
shut him down for the year.
the UCL, I believe, and then this year was his thumb.
Okay.
But yeah, he just doesn't look good. He's a bad defender. That's not surprising. But when he can't play offense, it just doesn't look good. He's just out there running, really. We already have defensive issues. Quentin Grimes isn't the best defender. And in general, when Embiid isn't out there, we don't really have a good center rim protector. Andre Drummond is fine, but he's not Joel Embiid or Adem Bona as a rim protector. But overall, fun young team, as I was saying. We can outrun teams, but we're not really constructed to win now. We have a lot of good pieces. But in an Eastern Conference that has some injuries, we're definitely we should make the playoffs in a Eastern Conference without Jason Tatum or Tyrese Halliburton all year. we should make the playoffs, but I wouldn't be surprised if we barely missed out. If we lost in the play-in or something like that. But I guess, does anybody have anything about the Sixers? I don't know if you guys have watched any of the recent games, and we watched the game tonight together.
I watched. They're fun. I don't have any massive insight. I'm just like a casual fan, and I'm like, oh, this is fun to watch. And then they're kind of sucking me in, but I won't let them because they always hurt me.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win anything. I wouldn't expect a division title or anything like that. I think as I said, they'll probably make the playoffs because everybody in the NBA makes the playoffs. It's like 65% of teams or whatever make the playoffs, so they'll probably make the playoffs. But I don't know.
How's PG look?
I was gonna bring him up. I don't know. I felt like I was rambling, so I didn't want to bring him up. Tonight he had 21 points, which is nice. He was 4 for 7 from 3, which is big. Obviously,
I like that.
He didn't play in the game that I saw at all, but he had 25 minutes tonight. He had 21 minutes against the Clippers on Monday, and he did not look good in that game. He was 2 for 9 from the field, had 9 points. He had a 3-pointer, but that was it. He had some rebounds. But this game, he had a good game. Tyrese Maxey shouted him out in his post-game interview. Fun fact about Paul George that I am currently learning. I think I had seen something about this. His mother's name is Paulette George, and his dad's name is Paul George Sr. I'm currently learning that because I'm looking at his Wikipedia popped up. I thought I had heard that, and I thought it was a myth. Imagine if you're named Paul, your wife's name's Paulette, and you name your son Paul as well. So everybody's Paul.
You just fucking love that name.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, Paul George looked good tonight. 7 for 12, over 50% from 3, which is ridiculous. Had a couple steals as well. So we'll see. Again, season is young. We are only through 15 games, but we have 9 wins, so that's promising. And being 5-3 at home is really good as well. So we'll see.
I guess just general question: if I want to watch an NBA team play defense, who's the best defensive team in the NBA?
That's a very good question. I would say more. So it depends if you're looking for team defense. Like a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers is very good at team defense overall. They don't allow a lot of points. They just they have Evan Mobley, who's a very good interior defender. I would say in general, guys like Victor Wembanyama, big centers like that are fun to watch, individually play defense. But teams get better throughout the year, as they play defense. Celtics are really good. Derek White's a good defender. Yeah. The Pistons. We've lost to them twice this year. They're first in the Eastern Conference. They're a great defensive team. Jalen Duren's a good defender. Cade Cunningham. So in the NBA, it's about individual defense, but then also group defense. They're good at both. There are teams that have individual defenders, like the Sixers are a better group defender team than an individual defense team. But yeah, I would say Pistons. The Magic have a few good defensive players. The Celtics. I would not watch the Wizards. The Wizards are terrible.
It's like the Big 12 out there every game I watch.
Yeah, they're really bad. Oh, the Thunder, they just won the title. They have a really, really good defense. They might have the best defense in the league. Chet Holmgren's really good. Shea is not a bad defender. He's probably their worst defender on their starting team. Yeah, Spurs, Rockets. A lot of Western Conference teams are good defensive teams. But yeah, good question overall. But yeah, don't watch the Wizards. But defense does win championships in the NBA as well. The Warriors, as good as those offensive teams were, they dominated defensively with Draymond Green and all those guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, unfortunately, our defense
I remember
is not
them.
great,
that was a thing.
But, yeah. Yep. I guess moving on, I don't want to monopolize the whole, conversation about the Sixers. Moving on to...
But you have to.
Yeah, but I have to.
Is there any Phillies news worth talking about?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The Pirates offered Kyle Schwarber a contract, and they also offered Jordan Naylor a contract. And after they did that, Jordan Naylor was like, yeah, I'm going to stay on the Mariners. So maybe Schwarber will be like, yeah, I'm going to stay on the Phillies, but we'll see.
We'll see.
They moved some guys onto the 40-man to be protected from the Rule 5 draft, but it's nothing crazy. Andrew Painter was on that list. Obviously, got to protect him.
Yeah, one day he'll be up here.
Probably next year.
And that other guy, that
Crawford.
Yeah, we'll never see, but he'll be up here when he's 32.
Yeah, and he'll have a good month stretch and then be terrible for the rest of his career. It'll be great. I'm excited. But we'll never see fucking Tate in a Phillies uniform. And I always loved that Tate.
Yeah.
Catching Tate.
I always loved the Tate.
It was like Eduardo Tate.
See the guy that we got rid of?
He was the guy.
Eduardo Tate.
Eduardo. Yeah, he went in the Duran trade.
Damn, that's going to bite us in the ass in 17 years.
Maybe. All right, I
Hear
guess.
that, Gary? You were right 17 years from now.
Moving on, I guess, to the more eastern school, if you want to start on Pennsylvania State University.
Sure. So Penn State is a school that I went to. They have a football team that in the previous weeks you've known my enthusiasm for this team has waned as the season has gone on, obviously because of the way things have played out. Last week we went into East Lansing and beat Michigan State 28-10. Game seemed pretty much in hand and nothing really spectacular to talk about there. This week we have Nebraska and fake Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
Dylan Raiola, for those not in the know.
Weirdo.
It's so creepy that he's
Coming into State College.
It's really weird.
does exactly what
He's like, I need this haircut. I need to wear 15. Why would you not want to
in the
make your
same
own?
places that Mahomes
Yeah.
fat? Like, it's really weird.
setting
Oh, you
yourself-
have no muscle definition? I'm
Yeah.
not going to the weight room anymore.
You're setting yourself up for failure. You're never going to be Patrick Mahomes.
Like, make
Exactly.
yourself,
Be
make
your
your own
own person.
identity, man.
True. It's really
Be you.
weird. It's uncomfortable.
So
So I'm cheering for Penn State hard this weekend. I hope
Horde.
he loses.
So horde.
Horde. I hope he loses horde.
we are currently 8.5-point favorites
I
according
said
to DraftKings. Even though Nebraska is 7-3 and we are a lowly 4-6, would love a W just to drive home the fact that Matt Ja Rule should never have been considered to fill Franklin's vacancy. But I also hate Dylan Raiola, so
double
whammy for needing those wins. Speaking of Franklin and his vacancy, he is now Virginia Tech's problem, but shout out to you, Coach, for getting a job.
Shout out.
Say your prayers.
Shut
It's a
up.
war.
Athletic Director Whit Babcock from Virginia Tech said that Coach Franklin is a proven program builder, a winner, an elite recruiter, a strong developer of men, and a relentless competitor. Well, let me tell you, Hokies Nation, you can enjoy this man being 4-21 versus top 10 teams. Not good against rival schools either. Went 1-10 versus Ohio State and 3-7 versus Michigan. So enjoy all those recruits he steals from UVA, but losing to them every year anyway. Have fun.
He is an elite recruiter.
He is an elite recruiter.
Can you tell us how you really feel? Stop sugarcoating.
Yes. I will.
So going
quickly
back
jump
to
in.
athletic director's words, proven program builder, yes, he will build you a good roster. A winner, he has like a 64% win percentage,
So,
but that's all games that don't matter.
true.
An elite recruiter, 1,000%. I will never take that away from him. Strong developer of men. I'm not going to go against guys graduating Penn State aren't strong dudes, but he never has anyone game day ready. So from that aspect, I would say no. And a relentless competitor. I mean, no one likes losing, right? But relentless, I don't know about that. Go on.
Someone said now we get Pat Narduzzi versus James Franklin every year. So how terrible is that going to be? And I was like, yeah, it's going to be really, really bad. Because I believe Virginia Tech is one of the teams that we play every year. I think it's Syracuse, Boston College, and Virginia Tech are our three like in division that we always play. So yeah.
Make
Shout
that
out.
shit a rivalry and
Yeah.
we'll win it every year.
Yeah, true. Because that's very true. We just have to make the stakes higher, but
Stakes.
nice. But yeah, any other Penn State news?
Penn State hockey?
Yeah, Penn State hockey is a thing that I also enjoy more than the football team right now. They just came off last weekend, which was their first top 5 showdown in state college this year. Actually, the first ranked team they played at home. They split the series with number 2 Michigan. Terrible loss on Friday. I was here, so I didn't get to see most of the game. But from what I saw, just slow, no juice in the legs. Lost 7-1 Friday night. Luckily, bounced back Saturday and came away with a 4-2 win. This really didn't shake up anything in the standings. Michigan State number 2. They're still behind Michigan State, and we remained at number 5. I believe we're behind Denver, and I forget the other team that's in front of us. Sorry about that. Going into this weekend, it's the last series before winter break. So the Nittany Lions will be traveling to Minneapolis to face Minnesota this coming Friday and Saturday. Before the series starts, we're currently sitting at 10-4 with a 3-3 record in the conference, having gotten swept by Michigan State, but having swept Ohio State, and then obviously splitting the series with Michigan. So it'd be nice to go into the break with a nice sweep of an unranked Minnesota team, and it would go a long way to setting us up for success with the second half of the season. It's very clear in the last 2 series that we're missing forward and playmaker Aiden Fink, who you guys might know that name just because of people that come around these parts. And
that name has been screamed in my ear.
A big deal about the similarity of their last name with their last name. But in all honesty, we really do need to get him back, and he is expected to come back following winter break. So following this weekend, which would be, what are we looking at? The 22nd and 23rd of November. We won't be back in action until January 3rd, so pretty substantial layover. And we'll be in Rochester, New York against RIT, who usually has a pretty good hockey program, but I don't think they're on our level right now. We'll talk about Penn State hockey next week and then kind of be off the docket for like 5 weeks. But let's kick it back to the western half of Pennsylvania for some Pittsburgh news.
In Pitt football news, we lost against Notre Dame. I believe I called that on last week's podcast. Was not a game from the start. There was a drop by, I forget, I'm blanking on the name of the wide receiver at this point. At the beginning of the game, that would have been a touchdown that would have made it a game. And I just really think from that point on, it was over. This team is not a playoff caliber team, obviously. So I don't even know. We just continue to lose big games under Pat Narduzzi. We need to win out to make the playoffs, but I don't even know if we want to be in the playoffs and get embarrassed on like a national stage. I really don't know if that's a good idea. Like us going against like Georgia or I don't know.
Oh my God. That would
Tennessee or Ole Miss or something, like we're going to get smoked on a national stage. I don't really know if that's the best, like for Pitt as
like
a program.
practice game for a team like that.
Legit, because we just can't. I mean, we have an 18-year-old quarterback who's
not
a
that I'm
true
shitting
freshman.
on your school, but
No, it's true. We're not like, I mean, even, like, I don't know. We're not there yet. We have an 18-year-old true freshman quarterback in, knock on wood, let's say Mason Heinschel stays here for 2 years. And when he's a junior, we're a playoff guy. You know what I mean? But an 18-year-old true freshman quarterback who throws a lot. We're leading the FBS in red zone turnovers at 8. I think we're going to end up at 7-5, just like last year. What always happens is Pitt comes out to like a pretty good start or bad start, but then something good happens to give me hope. And then they ended up losing the last few games or lose an important game to end up, 7-5 or at the very best, like 10 wins. So we'll see. My hope is for next year and that Mason Heinschel will stay. But obviously winning Miami and Georgia Tech games would be awesome. Not in that order, would be really awesome. And we could make the playoffs. We could at least make the ACC championship. And that's really good for a true freshman quarterback. Hopefully will want to stay since we are the only Big Four team that even gave him an offer, or Power Four team that gave him an offer. Moving on to Pitt basketball. We started off 4-2. We lost tonight against Central Florida. I didn't really watch much of that game. I have not watched much of Pitt basketball, to be fair. These early games are kind of ridiculous. I don't know if hockey is the same, but a lot of them are, or I guess one was against like Longwood University or whatever the hell. Long Island. We played against Longwood University. Yeah. A lot of these games are ridiculous. So the one game that did matter, we lost pretty terribly. We lost the backyard brawl 71-49.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that was a stinker of a game. I did watch a good amount of that before turning it off.
I also watched that game, actually.
Yeah. I think John probably watched more of it than I did because I watched about a quarter before turning it off, or at least had it on in his vicinity for longer than I did. But we have Quinnipiac coming up in 2 days. So again, it kind of is a joke for a while, and then we get into bigger teams. We have Ohio State, Texas A&M, Villanova, Penn State, and Miami coming up in the next month in December. But November college basketball is kind of a joke. So hail to Pitt. We're 4-2. The backyard brawl was terrible. We'll see. I think overall, both Pitt basketball and football should think about losing their coaches. And that'll be my take for the week. So yeah, fire Narduzzi, potentially fire Capel. Hail to Pitt.
Hail to Pitt. Hail to Penn State.
We are Penn State. Hail to
I don't
Pitt.
have an alma mater, so
Shout out Philadelphia schools, Temple, Drexel,
Sure. I play as Temple
Penn.
for years and years and years in my college football 25.
There we go. Shout out Temple.
Shout out Temple. So that's that.
That was the pod, I think.
It's another pod in the books, boys.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the Cowboys game, or did I just black that?
Oh, we did not talk about the fact that we do have a game coming.
We talked about the prior game, but did
We did. No, we did
mention
not.
The Cowboys
I
game?
think that is a good thing, a good point by Joshua there.
It's
If you
kind
want to
of
start
the
us
whole
off.
part of chunk of the pod was
True, it's
missing.
kinda your-
I thought it was my
it's a
maybe
matching
in my
hat and
head.
hoodie here.
It was like, hey,
No, you're right.
Did we not do this, or did I just not remember?
Do you want to start us off talking about the Cowboys?
Sure. I'll just really quickly. I think we're going to be better offensively just because it's in a dome. We're not going to be in shit weather. I'm not expecting some kind of masterclass of everything's going to click and everything's going to be great, but I feel like the passing game should be competent. And
We can only hope.
One can
I
only
don't know
hope
what to
he's
think
right.
about Saquon and the running game, but we're going to try to do that. And when Tank Bigsby gets in there, he's ripping off some runs in a very short sample size. I'm not saying anything. Don't put words in my mouth. Saquon's done, nothing like that. I'm just saying Saquon's in there. The line's not blocking for him, or he's not doing something right. I don't know. It's just not working out for him. And then in the very short 4 carries that Tank has, he's got some burst. He gets some yards. Does some good things for us. So that's my take on what I think this offense could look like on Sunday. Just slightly better.
I hope
That's
so.
all I'm cut. That's all I want at this point.
So I'll say I
Slightly
think
better.
the Cowboys defense is one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I mean, the Bengals exist, so they're not the worst, but they're it's really bad. And I think that the offense should look better. If it doesn't, that's
Better,
another.
not great.
Yeah, but that's another, I think, knock on Patullo if it doesn't look at least a little better. The Cowboys have a good offense, and I do think, I don't know, I'm a little worried just about
This could be a letdown game after the 2 games we had.
Pickens and CD are both healthy, I believe. And Pickens, as I said, I don't think we were on the podcast, but George Pickens has 900 yards to this point.
That's insane.
So that's a little scary. I don't know. We'll see. But I do think that the Eagles will win. I think it'll be a lot closer maybe than what people think, but I don't know.
I don't think anybody thinks it's going to be a blowout for any of the rest of the year. I think everybody thinks correctly.
But I think that the defense, one could think that it would be a blowout with the Cowboys defense, but I just don't. I don't know. Our offense.
I don't think
know if
our
it's just
offense right now is
I
clicking
do
in a
worry
way
with
to blow
how
out everybody.
beat up our offensive line is, and I do think Overshown is coming back this week.
Yeah.
And
Who?
DeMarvion.
DeMarvin
Overshown.
Overshown, he's like their crazy
Yeah.
linebacker, D lineman, wherever the hell they line
Edge
him up.
rusher.
He's
really
like their
good.
new-
Cam Jurgens is back in
He's
practice.
like Jihad Campbell.
Micah Parsons, I guess.
Yeah.
And then obviously Lane's out for 4 to 6.
Yeah.
He probably won't be back till before the playoffs.
You said Jurgens was at practice?
Jurgens
Yeah.
practiced today.
Practiced.
I do expect Jalen to look sharper. I think the last 2 games were the worst I remember him playing in a long
Also,
time.
I
not that
agree.
I'm giving him an excuse, but it was probably
Obviously, the weather was
2
terrible.
horrible weather games back to back.
True.
Yeah,
So
but you play in Philadelphia, brother.
sure,
You're gonna have to figure
no,
it
I'm
out.
not.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, I'm not
Playoffs.
giving him a pass, but that's fair.
No, it's true. But that is that. I
But
agree
also,
with John.
maybe as an offensive coordinator, figure something out.
True. Figure out runs that work. But
yeah, I expect an Eagles win, but I wouldn't be surprised if something happens. But also, it's a closer game than expected.
I think Jake Elliott did a nice field goal to either win the game or put us up by like 5 if we're up by 2 at the end.
I do think that Pickens did a lot of his damage when CD was out, and I don't think either of these guys did anything the last time. CD had 110 yards, but
Yeah,
what have you done for me lately, Mr. Lamb?
Mr. VHS.
Pickens was held to 3 catches for 30
I'm
yards
start calling him VHS sheep
on 4
instead of
targets.
CD Lamb. You like that VHS sheep?
Love it.
It's
And
not goat.
All right. I think that's episode 11.
Yeah,
in
I
the
think that
books.
was episode 11.
so I'm glad I said something because we look like idiots otherwise.
The internet would have came after
That's
us.
true. We would've gone-
The
the amount of hate. Oh no.
the
God.
19 people that have
I wouldn't have
subscribed to our
slept.
YouTube,
Don't worry, guys. We're zeroing
like
around.
Yeah.
3 of them would have said,
All right. Do you want to do
What
the
the
outro?
hell? But yeah, since we've done everything, I'll do all the outro shit right now. And as always, I just want to give a huge thank you to anybody and everyone who has watched or listened. Please subscribe, like, comment, follow, ding all the bells and whistles, and do all that stuff. Find us on Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at FriendZonePod. John loves this song. PHRIENDZONEPOD. Hell yeah. Learn it, love it, click it. Let's go.
Type it.
Type it.
Yeah, do that
Yeah.
most. Definitely do that.
That's
for
the most important thing.
Yeah.
But yes, find us on Instagram, X, Twitter. Click on the Linktree link. There you'll find all the links. Smash all those buttons. Give us some love. We'll love you back. Tell 2 friends, and maybe I'll tell some friends. Tell your mom before I do tomorrow night. Thank you. Later, dickheads.
Love you guys.
Peace.
And they love you. I will love you if you love us back. Or first. I don't know. Just give us follows and love. The end.